So I've been messing around in the dojo and I found a fairly interesting bomb combo that leads into a 50-50 scarecrow situation in the corner. If you don't know what that is, there is a thing with Faust where if you get your opponent high enough in the air when you do scarecrow in the corner, it negates or deactivates the cross-up protection that the game has, so you can get true 50-50s on wake up. It's really good. It's difficult to do in a lot of situations, but this bomb combo does do it. I'll be controlling the Kai, so you can see my block inputs, as I'll show you in a minute. Also, there is a gap between the close slash and the 5D, so your opponent can block that, but you can kind of get around this because you can do close slash 2S. You can't get this scarecrow situation from it, but it still leads into a combo, so your opponent has to guess, are you going to do a 5D or are you going to do a 2S? If they guess wrong, and you do the 5D, you can get a really good combo into a 50-50 setup in the corner. And if they guess that 50-50 setup wrong, depending on which one you do, you can get a wall break for free. The bomb combo itself costs 50 meter, but the wall break off the setup, if you do the back scarecrow away from the wall, doesn't cost meter and you can get a wall break. If you have 2 bars of meter, you can do the bomb combo into the scarecrow setup, push into the wall, which means he has to change his block direction. If he doesn't do that, you can RC that, cross under and get another combo. I'll probably show that in the video as well. So let's get into it. Okay, so here's the first version. I can't for the life of me remember which one it is, but we'll see in a second. I'll hold back on block, and it hits me. So it crossed me up there. It must have pushed into the wall, so I had to flip my block the other way to stop it. Since I didn't, it hits. So I'll do it again and show you how to block it. See, you can block it, but you have to switch your guard up. Really tricky. Your opponent has to make a guess because depending on which way you pull the scarecrow, whether into the corner or out of the corner, it switches up the block stance. Watch. This will be a different version that I'm about to show you. So this is the opposite version to the one I just showed. I will hold back block to show it. If it's the right one, I should block. Yeah, and see, can't hit us. So I would have to hold the other direction to block it. This is very difficult to deal with for your opponent because there is no telltale signs as to which direction you're going to go. He has to make a read. If he guesses wrong, he gets hit. But the really good thing about this is, if he blocks it, it's +7 on block, which means it's your turn again. Amazingly good for applying corner pressure. Just to show that this one also hits, I will block in the other direction and get hit by it. You see, got hit. That version right there, you can get a free wall break after that. If you do 2S into mix, it will break the wall. So you get massive damage. It does about 70% of your opponent's health. And this is on Kai. If you did this on Chip or Zato, 80, 85, I don't know, I haven't tried it yet, but it's a lot of damage. So this is the combo I just mentioned, the one where you get the meterless wall break after Scarecrow. It does phenomenal damage, absolutely phenomenal. If you saw there, I was blocking that. Well, I tried to block it, but it didn't work. Look at that. What's that? 85, 90% of his health? For 1 bar? It's incredible. Really good. And lastly, I will do the into the corner Scarecrow. I'll block backwards with Kai just to show that it hits. There, you have to switch your block. If you have 2 bars of meter, as you're seeing, you can get a wall break. If you don't have 2 bars, you can still do it, because if they don't block it, it will hit like a truck still, and it will knock the opponent away and put a good amount of distance between you and them. You'll still be in the corner, but they won't really be able to do anything about it. And if they block it, you're +7 frames, so it's your turn again. It's a very good option. Now, as good as that setup is, it's not unbeatable, unfortunately. There are ways to deal with it, one being throw on wake up. The timing on it is a little finicky, but It's not super tight, so it is a reliable way of getting out of it. Characters like Kai, Sol, and Leo, who have meterless reversals that are invulnerable, they can get out of it. Characters who have invulnerable supers, they can use them as well. So there is options for your opponent to get out of it. Easy options for your opponent, relatively speaking, to get out of it. But if they don't have those options, well, they also have throw, but if they don't have meter and they don't have a meterless DP, the only option they have is throw. But if they're being respectful or they're just afraid to hit buttons, you get a 50-50 situation where they have to make a guess. And in that situation, even if they guess right, you're still plus, which means it's still your turn. So it's fairly easy to counterplay, but if your opponent isn't aware of it, you can delete their health bar, which is nice. If you want to know what you can get off a low, so you have low overhead options, just to keep your opponent guessing, you got this. A block mid there, so proof it's a genuine low. Does a solid 50%, which is really nice. Ignore that bit. A little pointer, after the dash red RC, you might want to just walk backwards a slight bit before you do the 5k, because if they block the close slash, it might not push you back far enough to get out of the bomb explosion, so just a little walk back like that. That's all you need to do, and it'll knock you out of the bomb explosion. After you've done that, you can basically do whatever you want. You can go into item toss, you can run in, you can... whatever you want, really. The option's up to you. But the good thing about this low option is that your opponent now has to genuinely be afraid of it. So you have a good overhead, you have a good low. Either way, they both lead to 50%. The overhead, if it is successful, will lead into a setup that will allow you to get a total of 80%. Very good setup. Haven't really got anything else to say, honestly, about this. I think I've covered everything that I can think of, so I hope it helped.